The secret to a perfect maftoul is the right kind of flour, whole grain, of course, and then parched, crushed wheat, burghul. That's what I was looking for that morning, wandering through the market stalls, covered in piles of vegetables and spices. I wanted just the right one, made from humbar wheat. You need the best kind to cook the tastiest maftoul, and I was making a dish for a grand occasion. I would even add in some tender, sweet mamoul pastries in the end, filled with pistachios and sprinkled with rosewater, my children's favorite. I would have happily cooked for hours to mark such a historic, unique, special day. No, it wasn't a religious holiday or a birthday. It was much, much more. The court had finally agreed to discuss my divorce request. Just to discuss my divorce request, mind you, but that was a miracle in itself. I already had powdered sugar, and I could buy rosewater from Amir's stall, only the very best for that day. It wasn't often that a woman's request to leave her husband was taken into consideration. After years of lawyers, red tape, appeal requests, spending money, and begging for a court hearing, someone was finally listening to me. In my country, divorce is a privilege only men have. They can leave their wives whenever they want, without having to go to court. Us women have to ask for permission. And whose permission do we have to ask? Why, our husbands, of course. Excuse me, darling, would you let me divorce you and leave you with our 3 kids since you've been abusing me since we've been married? Screaming at me and beating me and sending me to the emergency room with a swollen face and broken bones? That's how you have to do it. Do you mind if I leave? And down come the punches. I told my lawyer, how could I ask him for a divorce while he's beating me? He couldn't even hear my voice then. Before you knew it, dinner time came around. He got hungry and wanted to eat, and it's better not to ask questions at that time. When night came, then he had better things to do than to give you permission to file for divorce. My father was just like him. He used to say, "What's going to come of us if women are allowed to divorce whenever they feel like it?" Of course, my husband never gave me permission, but I got it anyway, with the help of the women's shelter. I had my hospital reports and the testimonies signed by the woman next door and a few relatives. I wanted to move out, start a new life with my 3 children, far away, in peace. But they never let you go. And it's not out of love. They're ashamed of what the neighbors will think. They don't want to lose face or the dowry. But first and foremost, a man who gets dumped by a woman loses his honor. Me, I lost my life. At the Boda market, I had just found the perfect humbar wheat, shining there like gold. I was paying the vendor when I noticed blood spattering on the ground. Only later I realized it came from my throat. He slit it in a split second with a sharp knife, right there under everybody's eyes, in broad daylight. Being guillotined must feel the same, I thought, except I was no queen. He didn't even wait for the first hearing. He wanted to do it right away in public in front of his friends to get back his pride. A public execution under the blazing sun. Then night came down and I couldn't see anything anymore. My groceries slipped through my fingers. The red bell peppers rolled down the market steps with children chasing after them, like in a beautiful game. Such a waste. I had the perfect wheat to make the best maftoul of my life, a life that was no longer there. My hand still clutched the bottle of rosewater and the ginger. But I did leave something behind for the women of my homeland. A law passed granting wives the right to file for divorce. They will be the ones to cook my feast. No expenses spared, with delicious hand-picked wheat and sunflower seeds, ginger, mint, parsley,